The day everything cracked. I never planned to cry at my sister's wedding. Not the quiet kind of crying. Not the dignified kind. I mean the kind where your throat tightens, your face burns, and you suddenly realize everyone in a $300 tailored suit is staring at you. It happened in the ballroom of the Fairmont Grand in Chicago. Crystal chandeliers glowing, a live string quartet playing something soft and romantic, and my sister Olivia walking down the aisle like she owned the world. She always had. And I was sitting in the third row, gripping my clutch so hard my knuckles turned white, wondering how a single sentence could unravel a lifetime of pretending I was okay. "Just tell everyone she's staying at your place," my mother whispered sharply from beside me. "It's family. My penthouse. The one thing I had built on my own." I swallowed. I already said no. Mom's lips pressed into a thin smile meant for the guests. Her eyes, however, were furious. "You're embarrassing us." "No, Mom," I thought. "You already did that for me." The penthouse. Let me rewind. I'm 36 years old, single, a senior product director at a tech firm downtown. And yes, I live in a penthouse. Not because I married rich. Not because I got lucky. But because I worked myself half to death for 15 years. The penthouse sits on the 42nd floor overlooking Lake Michigan. Floor-to-ceiling windows. Open kitchen. Clean lines. Quiet. Controlled. It's not just where I live. It's where I finally feel safe. I didn't grow up with much. Olivia and I shared a room until I was 17. She had posters of pop stars taped above her bed. I had college brochures hidden under my mattress. She was loud. I was careful. She was adored. I was tolerated. And somehow through every stage of life that balance never changed. The wedding week request. 3 weeks before the wedding, Olivia called me while I was working late. "Hey sis," she chirped. "Quick question." Those are never quick. Before we begin, if you enjoy stories that touch the heart and remind us of life's quiet miracles, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It truly helps our little storytelling family grow. So, we're kind of tight on hotel rooms downtown. You know how expensive it gets during wedding season. I leaned back in my chair, already knowing where this was going. "And I was thinking," she continued, "since your place is so big and all, maybe Mom and Dad could stay there? And my bridesmaids too. Just for the week." I blinked. "The week?" "Yeah. I mean, it's basically empty, right? You live alone." "Empty." My chest tightened. "Olivia," I said slowly, "I'm happy to help pay for hotel rooms, but I'm not hosting 6 people in my home." There was a pause. Then the laugh. That familiar, dismissive laugh. "Oh my God, you're being dramatic. It's just for the wedding. Just my space. Just my peace. Just my life." "I'm saying no," I replied. Calm. Firm. Her tone shifted instantly. "Wow. Okay. Didn't realize money made you so cold." I ended the call with my heart racing, knowing exactly what would come next. The family backlash. Within 24 hours my phone exploded. "Mom, I can't believe you'd turn your back on family. Dad, you've changed. Aunt Carol, your sister is under so much stress. Cousin Megan, it must be nice to think you're better than everyone." Nobody asked why. Nobody listened. At Sunday dinner my mother said it out loud. "You're punishing her because she's happy." I stared at my plate. "That's not true. She's getting married. You live alone in a luxury apartment and won't even open your door." I looked up. I opened my wallet. Mom scoffed. "That's not the same." To them the penthouse wasn't mine. It was ours now that it was impressive enough to show off. The wedding day. Back to the Fairmont. The ceremony was beautiful. Olivia looked radiant. Her fiancé Mark wiped a tear as she reached the altar. Everyone clapped. Everyone smiled. I did too. But I felt hollow. At the reception during cocktails, a woman I barely recognized approached me. "You must be the sister," she said brightly. "Olivia told us all about your place." I forced a smile. "Oh, Yes. She said you have this incredible penthouse downtown, with a view of the lake. I nodded, sipping my drink. She was hoping everyone could stay there, the woman continued, lowering her voice. But I guess that didn't work out. There it was. The story had already been written. And I was the villain, the toast that cut too deep. During the speeches, my mother took the microphone. She smiled at Olivia, then glanced just briefly at me. Family, she said, is about opening your heart. And your home. My stomach dropped. There were moments during this wedding journey where we learned who truly supports us. I felt my face burn. Because love, she continued, isn't about square footage or views. It's about sharing. The room erupted in applause. I sat frozen. Olivia avoided my eyes. And in that moment, surrounded by laughter and clinking glasses, I realized something devastating. They weren't embarrassed of me. They were embarrassed that I didn't play my role. The breaking point. Later that night, Olivia cornered me near the dessert table. You couldn't just do this one thing, she hissed. I looked at her, really looked. Her perfect hair, her flawless makeup, her diamond ring catching the light. You didn't want my help, I said quietly. You wanted my space. She rolled her eyes. It's the same thing. No, I replied. It never has been. She scoffed. You've always been selfish. That word. Selfish. After years of swallowing everything, something inside me finally snapped. I built that penthouse alone, I said, my voice shaking but steady. It's not a family vacation home. It's my life. She stared at me like I'd spoken another language. You embarrass me today, she said coldly. I leaned closer. No, you embarrassed yourself by expecting what you never earned. Silence. For the first time in our lives, I didn't apologize. And that was only the beginning. I left the reception early. I went back to my penthouse. Alone. But for the first time, I didn't feel lonely. I felt free. What I didn't know yet was that my refusal would set off a chain of events that would expose old secrets, fracture our family, and force everyone, including me, to confront the truth about love, entitlement, and self-respect. And the worst confrontation was still coming. The favoritism I was never allowed to name. I thought leaving the wedding early would calm things down. I was wrong. By the time I reached my penthouse that night, my phone already had 12 missed calls. All family. All unanswered. I kicked off my heels, set my clutch on the marble counter, and stood still for a long moment, staring at the city lights outside my windows. Chicago glittered below me, indifferent to weddings, sisters, or family drama. I poured myself a glass of water and sat on the couch. That's when the first voicemail came through. My mother. Her voice wasn't angry this time. It was disappointed. Rachel, she said softly, like she always did when she wanted to guilt me. You left without saying goodbye. People noticed. Of course they did. You really hurt Olivia today. I don't understand why you're being like this. Being like this. As if I'd suddenly transformed into someone unrecognizable. As if this wasn't who I'd always been. The one who swallowed discomfort so others could shine. Growing up second. Olivia is 3 years younger than me. But somehow she was always first. First to be hugged when we got home from school. First to be comforted when she cried. First to be praised when she barely tried. When we were kids, Olivia once locked me out of our shared bedroom during a thunderstorm. I remember sitting on the hallway floor, knees pulled to my chest, listening to her laugh on the other side of the door. When Mom found me, she sighed. Why do you always provoke her? She asked. I was 9. Olivia was 6. But even then, I learned something important. If Olivia was upset, it was my fault. If I was upset, it was my problem. That lesson followed me everywhere. College and the divide. I worked 2 part-time jobs to pay for college. Olivia didn't have to. When I got accepted to Northwestern, my parents hugged me politely and asked how far away it was. When Olivia announced she was going to a private liberal arts school in California, they threw a dinner. When I bought my first used car, my dad said, "Don't get cocky." When Olivia leased a brand new SUV at 23, my mom said, "She deserves it. She's had such a hard time." A hard time doing what? Being adored? The morning after the wedding. The next morning, I woke up to a text from Olivia. "We need to talk." I stared at it for a long time. Then another message came through. "Mom cried all night." There it was. The emotional hook. I replied with 2 words. "I'm working," which was true. But it was also a boundary. The post-wedding demand. That afternoon, my parents showed up at my building. Unannounced. The doorman called me. "Your parents are here," he said gently. "Should I send them up?" I closed my eyes. "Yes," I said. Of course I said yes. They walked in like they owned the place. Mom scanned the living room. Dad peered out the window. "Well," Dad said, nodding, "it really is something." Mom crossed her arms. "All this space. And you couldn't share it." I didn't offer them anything to drink. That alone felt rebellious. "We came to talk," Mom said, "about what happens next." I frowned. "Next?" She glanced at Dad. Dad cleared his throat. "Olivia and Mark are going to Europe for their honeymoon. They'll be gone 3 weeks." "Okay. And," Mom continued, "their apartment lease ended. They thought they'd stay here when they get back. Just until they find something." I laughed. I actually laughed. "You've got to be kidding." Mom's expression hardened. "Rachel, don't start." "Start," I said. "You didn't ask. You assumed." Dad raised his voice. "Because you're family." I stood up. "So am I." Silence filled the room. Mom spoke carefully. "You live alone. They're newlyweds." I shook my head. "This isn't happening." Mom's eyes narrowed. "You already humiliated us at the wedding. Are you really going to double down?" There it was again. My success framed as a betrayal. The truth I'd never said out loud. Something shifted inside me. Maybe it was exhaustion. Maybe it was the memory of sitting on the hallway floor during that storm. Or maybe it was standing in the same penthouse everyone loved to judge but never respected. "I didn't humiliate anyone," I said slowly. "I set a boundary." Mom scoffed. "You've always been cold." I looked at her. "No, I've always been quiet." Dad frowned. "What's that supposed to mean?" "It means," I said, my voice shaking now, "that I learned early on not to expect much. Because whenever Olivia needed something, I was told to move aside." Mom's face flushed. "That's not true, isn't it?" I asked. I listed it all. The college money, the cars, the excuses, the way Olivia's feelings always mattered more. Neither of them interrupted, which told me everything. The final line. "I love you," I said, softer now, "but I'm done sacrificing myself so everyone else can be comfortable." Mom's eyes filled with tears. Dad looked away. "So that's it?" Mom asked. "You choose this place over your family?" I looked around. At the clean lines. The quiet. The peace I paid for. "I'm choosing myself," I said. They left without another word. The fallout begins. By evening, the family group chat was chaos. Aunt Carol. "This is tearing the family apart." Cousin Megan. "Money really does change people." Olivia. "I can't believe you're doing this to me." I typed a response, then deleted it. For the first time in my life, I didn't explain myself. I turned my phone off. And in that silence, something unexpected happened. I didn't feel guilty. I felt strong. But strength has consequences. And the next one came faster than I ever imagined. Because 2 days later, I learned why Olivia really wanted my penthouse. And when I found out, there was no going back. The truth they tried to hide. I found out the truth by accident. Isn't that always how it happens? It was 2 days after my parents stormed out of my penthouse, leaving behind the echo of accusations and the faint scent of my mother's perfume. I was at work trying to pretend everything was normal, when my phone buzzed with a notification I almost ignored. It was an email from a number I didn't recognize. Subject: regarding Olivia and Mark's housing situation. I stared at it for a full 10 seconds before opening it. The email that changed everything. The message was from a property manager. He apologized for the confusion, explained that he had reached out to the wrong Rachel, and then dropped the bomb. Olivia and Mark had applied for a short-term luxury rental in my building. My building. They'd listed me as a reference. Without asking. According to the email, their application had been denied due to unresolved financial obligations with the previous landlord. I reread that line 3 times. Unresolved financial obligations. That's a polite way of saying they didn't pay their rent. My stomach dropped. Suddenly, the wedding pressure made sense. The urgency. The entitlement. The way everyone assumed my place was the solution. This wasn't about family. It was about desperation. The missing piece. I called the property manager back. After some back and forth and a lot of awkward apologies, he confirmed it. Olivia and Mark had been evicted. Not officially yet, but they were behind by several months. And worse, they'd used wedding funds to cover other expenses. I thanked him and hung up, my hands shaking. All those conversations, all that blame, all that guilt they tried to dump on me, and nobody thought I deserved the truth. The confrontation. That night I drove to Olivia's place. Well, what used to be Olivia's place. The apartment was mostly empty. A few boxes stacked near the door. The smell of takeout and stale air. Olivia opened the door in sweatpants, hair pulled back, makeup gone. She looked smaller. "What are you doing here?" she asked sharply. "I know," I said. Her face went pale. "Know what?" "About the eviction," I replied. "About the debt. About why you needed my penthouse." Mark appeared behind her. He froze when he saw me. "You told her?" I asked him. Olivia spun around. "Mark." He raised his hands. She deserved to know. Olivia's eyes filled with tears. "You went behind my back," she snapped. He shrugged helplessly. "This has gone too far." The truth comes out. Olivia collapsed onto the couch. "We were going to tell you," she said weakly. I crossed my arms. "When?" She looked away. "After the honeymoon," Mark muttered. I laughed bitterly. "So you plan to move in, lie, and then what?" "Hope I wouldn't notice." Olivia's voice cracked. "We just needed time. Time you planned to take from me." She stood up suddenly. "You don't understand. Everyone expects us to be perfect. The wedding, the gifts, the photos, it's all so expensive. So you chose appearances over honesty," I said. She looked at me, eyes blazing. "You've never cared about appearances." She meant it as an insult. I took it as a compliment. The real betrayal. "What hurts," I said quietly, "isn't the money. It's that you let everyone turn me into the villain, so you wouldn't have to tell the truth." She wiped her face. I was scared. I softened for just a moment. Then I remembered the toast, the whispers, the humiliation. "You weren't scared when Mom blamed me in front of 200 people," I said. Mark stepped forward. "We'll figure something else out." "You already did," I replied. "You figured I'd cave." Silence. The offer that changed the game. "I'll help," I said finally. Olivia looked up, hope flashing in her eyes. "But not like this." Her smile faded. "I'll help you find a place," I continued. "I'll help you budget. I'll even loan you money with paperwork." Mark nodded slowly. Olivia stared at me like I'd slapped her. "You won't just let us stay?" she asked. "No." Her voice rose. "You'd rather watch us struggle?" "I'd rather watch you grow up," I replied. The line I drew. She stood there trembling. "You think you're better than me," she said. I shook my head. "I think I learned the cost of pretending." She turned away. "That penthouse changed you," she muttered. I walked to the door. "No," I said. "It revealed you." The aftermath. I left her apartment feeling lighter and heavier all at once. That night, I sent a message to my parents. You deserved the truth. Ask Olivia about the eviction. Mom replied an hour later. Is this true? I didn't answer. Some truths need space to land. But the storm wasn't over. Because the next morning my mother called me sobbing. And what she said made my chest tighten in a way I didn't expect. Rachel, she cried. Your father knew. Everything stopped. He knew. He knew about the debt, the eviction, the lies, and he still chose to blame me. That betrayal cut deeper than anything else. And it set the stage for the most painful confrontation of my life. When the truth has nowhere left to hide. I didn't answer my mother's call right away. I let it ring while I stood by the window, watching Lake Michigan ripple under a gray morning sky. Boats moved slowly, deliberately, as if they knew rushing never fixed anything. My phone buzzed again, and again. Finally I answered. Rachel, my mother sobbed, her voice breaking apart. Your father knew. I closed my eyes. There are moments when your body understands pain before your mind catches up. My chest felt tight. My hands went numb. How long? I asked. She hesitated. How long? I repeated, sharper now. All of it, she whispered. The weight of knowing. I sank onto the edge of the couch. All of it, I said. The debt? The eviction? Yes. And he still stood in my living room. I continued, my voice eerily calm, and called me selfish. She didn't answer. He still let you shame me at the wedding. He thought, she said weakly, that if we pushed you hard enough you'd give in. There it was. The strategy. The expectation. I laughed once, hollow and sharp. So my humiliation was part of the plan. No, she cried. We just wanted to protect Olivia. By sacrificing me, I replied. The father I thought I knew. That afternoon, I went to my parents' house. The same house I grew up in. White siding. Trimmed hedges. A swing on the porch no one had used in years. My father sat at the kitchen table, hands folded, eyes tired. He didn't look surprised to see me. I wondered when you'd come, he said. I didn't sit. Why? I asked. He sighed. Because Olivia needed help. So did I said. He nodded slowly. You always managed. That sentence followed me my whole life. You let me be humiliated, I said, my voice shaking now. You watched them tear me apart. He rubbed his face. I didn't think it would go that far. But it did. Silence stretched between us. Then he said it. You're stronger than her. I stared at him. That's why we leaned on you, he continued. You don't break. Something inside me finally cracked. The secret I wasn't supposed to hear. My mother came into the kitchen, eyes swollen. We never meant to hurt you, she said. I turned to her. Then why does it keep happening? She opened her mouth, closed it, then whispered. Because Olivia reminds me of myself. The room went still. When I was young, she continued, I made mistakes. I married too fast. I depended too much. When I look at her, I see everything I was afraid to become. And me? I asked. She looked at me like she just realized I was there. You were capable, she said. Capable. Not cherished. Not protected. Just useful. The moment I let go, I took a deep breath. I spent my whole life trying to earn love that was never offered freely, I said. And I'm done. My father stood. Rachel, don't do this. Do what? I asked. Stop pretending. My mother reached for me. I stepped back. I'm not cutting you off, I said. But I'm no longer available to be used. Dad's voice trembled. You're tearing the family apart. I shook my head. No. I'm just refusing to hold it together alone. The silence after. I left their house feeling hollow. Grief isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet acceptance. That night I packed a small bag. Not because I was running, but because I needed distance. I booked a short stay in New York for the week. A different skyline. A different air. Time to breathe. A message from Olivia. On my second night there, my phone buzzed. A message from Olivia. I didn't know Dad knew. I stared at it. Then another message. I never wanted it to hurt you this much. I typed. Deleted. Then finally replied. Intent doesn't erase impact. 3 dots appeared. Then disappeared. The calm before the final shift. I spent the rest of the week walking, thinking, remembering who I was before I became the family's safety net. When I returned to Chicago, something felt different. Lighter, but unfinished. Because healing doesn't mean silence. It means truth. And there was one more truth left to face. One last choice to make. And it would define everything that came next. Choosing myself finally. I didn't go back to being the old me. That was the biggest change. Before the wedding, before the penthouse became a battleground, before I learned how easily love could be rationed, I would have rushed to smooth things over. I would have apologized for being misunderstood. I would have offered money. I would have reopened doors that should have stayed closed. This time I didn't. The family meeting. 2 weeks after I returned from New York, my mother asked if we could meet. Just the 3 of us. No Olivia. No guilt audience. We met at a small cafe near their house. Neutral ground. Public. Safe. My father looked older. Smaller. My mother clasped her coffee cup like it might keep her upright. We owe you an apology, she said quietly. I waited. My father cleared his throat. We leaned on you because it was easier than fixing what was wrong. That doesn't make it right, I said. He nodded. No, it doesn't. Mom's eyes filled. We didn't see how much we were taking. I didn't comfort her. Not because I was cruel, but because this wasn't my job anymore. Redefining the relationship. I love you, I said. But things are going to look different. My mother stiffened. Different how? I won't be your backup plan, I replied. I won't be the solution to problems created by dishonesty. My father nodded slowly. We'll respect that, he said. Time would tell. Olivia reaches out. Olivia called a few days later. Her voice was softer than I'd ever heard it. We're staying with Mark's cousin, she said. We downsized. A lot. I didn't respond right away. I'm in therapy, she added quickly. So is Mark. That surprised me. I wanted to tell you myself, she said. Before Mom did. I exhaled. That matters, I said. There was a pause. I'm sorry, she said. For the wedding. For the lies. For letting you carry it. I closed my eyes. I accept your apology, I replied. But trust takes time. I know, she whispered. And for the first time in our lives, she didn't argue. What the penthouse means now. People still ask about my place. They always will. But now when they do, I don't feel defensive. The penthouse isn't a symbol of success anymore. It's a reminder that I built something solid, that I survived quiet neglect, that I chose myself without burning everything down. I host dinners now, on my terms. I invite people who respect my space, emotionally and physically. The final shift. A month later, my parents came over. Just for coffee. They asked before they arrived. They didn't wander. They didn't comment on the size or the view. When they left, my mother hugged me, really hugged me. Not tight. Not possessive. Just present. Looking back at the wedding, sometimes I think about that day. About the chandeliers. The whispers. The toast meant to shame me. I used to replay it with anger. Now I see it clearly. That was the day I stopped shrinking. The day I refused to trade peace for approval. The day embarrassment became freedom. My final truth. Family doesn't mean unlimited access. Love doesn't mean self-betrayal. And success doesn't make you selfish. It reveals who expects to benefit from it. I didn't refuse to share my penthouse because I'm cold. I refused because I finally understood my worth. And I chose to live inside it.